Something I thought that was interesting you talked about, and sometimes, it's one of those things that sometimes teased a little bit, this idea of, oh, well, it's a family here. But I think if you've been fortunate enough to have that experience, I think it's like when I was at the last brewery I was at, and I had it was a small operation. There was three of us that worked full time in the brewery, but there were two younger folks in their 20s that were training into the industry, hard workers, wanted to grow, wanted to study. But then on top of it, like, we just clicked personally. And when
Yeah.
you're in a small space, I mean, you're always scooting past each other. There's no elbow room in a brewery, so you're always right there working together. And it was just magic. And I remember telling my wife and some friends at the time that I'm like, I don't know if this might, like, when I'm wrapping up the career, 20, 30 years from now, whatever, and I'm looking back, this might be like the most magic thing that I was a part of from a staffing thing, right? And
Yeah.
that's not to say anything about, different people aren't hardworking or different things like that, but sometimes you just catch that thing. What do you think? What do you think was a key component to creating that atmosphere?
Oh, I think it was the leadership at that winery that really did that. Both the winemaker, I got hired on as a lab tech there, and then there were some promotions in the company, and people moved up, and so I ended up getting promoted after being there for 4 months, and then being moved into my first supervisory job. But I think the leadership, it was a corporate company, right? It was National Distillers that owned Almaden, and you could get caught up in all that corporate stuff that really, kind of devalues the human side of things sometimes. But these folks in this winery, the people that were leading this winery, wouldn't let that happen. And so, there were a lot of extracurricular events that we did. Everybody was treated with respect. There was a lot of, I just remember the managers there, the winemaker and the assistant winemaker, when I was in the lab, I remember how many times they asked the people doing the work questions about how things were going and what was going on and what were they seeing and things like that.
Yeah.
And they took that input and they did something with it, and they valued it. And I think that kind of helped foster this. We're all in this together. We're all going to work hard during harvest season. We're going to kick butt. And then when it's over, we are going to throw a party and we are going to have fun. And, and it was just, I don't know. It was, to me, it was leadership, and it was, and having the right people in the right place, because it's not as simple as leadership. You also have to have the right people there, and
Yeah.
and they had a good team that had worked together for years, and knew how to poke fun at each other, but also knew not to take people seriously. Whereas other places you'd see serious confrontations,
Yeah.
when people would get on other people's nerves. And in this place, it was kind of like water off a duck for everybody, which,
Sure.
so, I walked out of there going, wow, is this what working's like? I can do this, and then I go to the other place and it's like, oh, wait a minute. But yeah, I think, it's really important. I think authenticity with the leadership is like really, that's really what does it. You knew that they weren't asking just to put something out there to make them look interested. They were asking because they genuinely wanted to know the answer. Yeah. And I saw that with those folks. And I thought about this question a lot when I saw it on your list of questions, and I was like, yeah, looking back on that and I'm reminiscing, I haven't thought about that job in a long time very seriously. And it was like, wow, that's really what it was.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're going to maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.